I'm 2 minutes late. Apologies. I was making a coffee, and the coffee machine is kind of loud, and I didn't want it to get picked up on stream. How's everyone doing on this fantastic Friday? Oofman, Conrad, Socialist Mango Tree, Ascend Shadow, Karma, Goober, Godzilla, Brazilian Ball Mapping, Zodic. Welcome, everybody. Glad to have you here. Let me put on some background music. I need to find some more royalty-free playlists. Let's go with Atmospheric Sci-Fi Synth Ionosphere. Let's see what this is like. Some spoopy sci-fi music. Me Bacon, San Bernardino Ball. Welcome back. Sam 2, Big Balls Production 42, Green Animations, Meister J. Hello, welcome. Country Ball World, welcome. Hope everyone's doing well. All right, so I apologize that I was not able to stream yesterday. I got flooded with a ton of work yesterday evening, and I was not able to stream as a result. So today, I am going to stream. And I was thinking we could do a couple of things. Yellow Hexagon, hello. I was thinking we could do a couple profile pictures. We could do more of the drawing the world from memory. Oh, I totally forgot I drew Canada. This isn't a bad Canada. Netherlands Ball, hello. And then I want to try something else tonight as well, if you guys are down for it. You guys could help us come up with ideas for the next episode of Polandball News. I tried playing around with making a YouTube short. Is that what people refer to them as? A short? It's like the YouTube equivalent of a TikTok, right? A large chunk is gone. Oh, of the world? Yeah. Canada looks like something you'd see in your toilet. Well, the real Canada looks like that too. But I don't think this is terrible. Like the flags are some of the flags are harder than drawing the actual country. But yeah, I mean, I think it'd be cool to get chat's input on like what stories we should include in PNN. So I think because most of the media sources that I consume are American, there's a bias toward things that Americans would care about or be interested in. So I want to hear from a more international audience the things that are happening in your countries that you think are relevant, that we can make something funny out of, or even if it's just like interesting, you want to share it with the Polandball community. So yeah, like Social Mango Tree, if there's something that's happened recently in India that I might not be aware of, most of the YouTube team here is in the Western world, so we're not as familiar with things that are going to happen in Latin America or in Africa or in South Asia or Oceania. Well, we got one guy in Oceania, Australia. Yeah, most unbiased news. True. I mean, I'm a huge news junkie, so I tend to look at news that interests me more than anything, and I read a lot about that one thing, right? So I've mentioned this before, but the Russia-Ukraine war is something that I've been obsessed with since it started, because I'd taken a couple courses on Russian history in college, and in grad school I did international relations, EU sort of studies, so I had taken some courses on the EU's relationship with Ukraine. And it's genuinely the most important thing that's happening in the world, and has been for the past 2 years. So I read a lot about the Ukraine-Russia war, but everybody hears about that You're Latin American, but you listen to American news because you're in California and an American citizen. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, the beautiful thing about America and similar countries that are immigrant countries is that you have such a diverse population that people have connections to all sorts of parts of the world. And yet, we're still American, you know? Quandale Dingle is stuck on the moon. I don't know what that means. Recent American landing on the moon, landed sideways, A-50 plane, downed, Namibian president death. So I'd heard of the first two. I'd heard about the Namibian president dying. Guys, don't spam in chat, please. I will time out people who are spamming in chat. Keep it chill in chat. Okay, Namibian president. Ngolo Mbumba. Oh, he was 82. Okay, so he wasn't like murdered or anything, right? He just died. Let's see. Did he die? Yeah, okay. Oh, this is the current president. Sorry. It's the guy who's been in power for 2 weeks. Hage Geingob. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Or you guys can... So I made a panel with angry eyes here, and then what I can do is... I can also erase this, and I can fill it in with new stuff. So I had made a... what is it? I made a mock... Or not mock. A mock-up of a YouTube PNN short with like breaking news segment about Russia wanting to put an ICBM... Or not an ICBM, sorry. Wanting to put a nuclear weapon in space. So I haven't actually published that. Because I don't think it's high enough quality, and shorts are in a different resolution because they're meant to be watched on your phone, right? Vertically. So it looks weird if you just squish a normal video that's like 1920 by 1080. Let me see if I can pull it up. Some of the stuff that... Actually, no, it was all done in DaVinci, not in Photoshop. Armenia leaving the CSTO. I think that's a good news story because Armenia is one of those countries you only ever hear about in the context of the Armenia-Azerbaijan conflict or the genocide, right? You don't listen to Dutch news very often as someone who lives in Canada, but the Netherlands recently signed a 10-year security deal with Ukraine, military support, defense industry cooperation, etc. Yeah, I think France and Germany did the same thing too. That was big news this week. I also saw that Denmark is giving literally all of their artillery to Ukraine, which is great. All the news you know is local. Nobody else in the world would care. So if you guys saw the most recent video, most recent PNN episode, we put in a weather segment that was just a random location on Earth. So not everything has to be relevant, you know? It's we want the videos to be entertaining. You know, it doesn't matter like whether or not something is important or true, even. The news doesn't have to be true, it just has to be entertaining. That's our motto here at Polandball News Network. Volcano in Mexico, close to Mexico City, erupted. Mexico City is on alert. That happened yesterday. Okay, so I think Armenia leaving the CSTO is a good one. Let's draw something for that real quick. Armenia is also an easy country to draw. Easy flag. And coincidentally, if you look on the map, I think it was like the second or third country I drew on the map, and I made it too big, but the shape is, you know, kind of right. Right? It's got a panhandle that goes down to the southeast, which borders Iran. So here, I'll show the map because I think there's a couple new people in chat. So the last two streams, I've been drawing the world and their flags, country flags, from my memory entirely. And chat has helped me out a little bit with fixing some egregious errors, but it's mostly done from my memory. So some of it is very bad, and some of it is less bad. So I think Israel turned out really well. Everyone knows what the Israeli flag looks like because it's super simple, it's iconic, right? It's hard to forget, and I think the territory is pretty easy to draw as well. Italy, I think, is great. Everyone knows how to draw Italy. Everyone knows Italy, right? Italy's got to be one of the most famous countries on the planet, just in terms of like its cultural reach, what it actually looks like, what its flag is. You know, like everyone knows Italy, right? Sweden and Finland. What can you say? It's a dick and balls. UK, I think, turned out all right, given that I think the UK is a really hard country to draw. Oh, this is only a 3-minute song. Whoops. I was wondering why it was kind of quiet. Let's see. Playlists. Cyberpunk Synthwave. Something chill. Oh, let's try this. No. That's also short. First headline for India, and it's giant. What is it? Half your friend group doesn't know about Italy? Yes, they do. Guys, I'll spam in the chat. Polish farmers decided to damage a freight carload of cheap Ukrainian grain. Yeah, I saw that. Word cube. Everyone on the planet has eaten pasta or pizza at some point. Not sure if it's of interest for PNN, but Spain's foreign minister was ceased. Fired? Let me see. Spanish foreign minister. Ceased. What do you mean he was ceased? Could I add Spain on the map? You know what? Yeah. While Chad is thinking of news stories for us to cover, let me draw Spain real quick. Spain is kind of easy. Let's see. Three pixels, what we were doing. Maybe a little bit too big. Forget exactly how much Gibraltar sort of like juts out into the Mediterranean. Punjabi farmers in India have started to protest, inspired by European farmers. They're taking a 1-week break to debate whether it's worth it. The parliament? I'll have to look it up. I'll Google it. Okay. And then the Spanish flag is... it's red, yellow, red. And it's got a seal sort of like center left. Spain's got a pretty... it's like a mid-tier flag. It's not terrible, but it's got that big ugly seal on it. Which kind of takes away from the aesthetic. Or is it red on top? I think it's red on top. Hold on, let me... Yeah, it's red on top. top and bottom, I think. And then yellow in the middle, right? And then it's got a seal. I forget what the seal looks like, but it's some... I don't know. I want to say it's got like a red border. Yeah, sometimes like I have to draw the actual flag and see that it's wrong before I remember what it's like. So I knew the colors, I just couldn't remember what the orientation was. And it's not like a perfect... Like the 3 stripes I don't think are the same size. I think the middle stripe is larger than the top and the bottom. And then, I don't know, I forget what the seal is like. There's some brown or something on it somewhere. There's probably a crown on it, right? If there's a seal on a European flag, chances are good that there's some kind of crown on it. Very unoriginal. Alright. I don't know, it looks like a... I don't know what that looks like. An acorn or something? But this isn't bad. Oh god, I don't remember what it looks like. I'm just making, like, colors here at this point. So, I gotta stop before I embarrass myself further. But that's Spain, generally. It's gotta be more over here, and then we get France here. France is a little bit bigger, so something like this. In Spain, there's currently a building on fire in Valencia. I mean, there's a building on fire probably in most places right now, if I had to guess. Ceuta and Melilla are hard to draw. Those are the ones that are in, they're the exclaves in Africa, right? Oh, I need to draw the Canary Islands. Oh, okay. Canary Islands are like, how far out into the Mediterranean are they? Like here? I don't even know what the Canary Islands look like. I think they run northeast to southwest. Let's see, and then there's one little exclave here and another one like right here, right? Probably closer. Because when we do Morocco, it's going to be like almost touching tips with Spain. Coat of arms. Doesn't have a crown? Okay, well, I don't want to correct every single time I draw it, just because it takes away from the charm of this being a map done from memory. Pretty sure these things come over like here. It's gonna get really hard once we get to the South and West Pacific, where we have all those tiny little island micronations, like Micronesia. Marble Steer, you submitted your comic yesterday, you got the approval quiz wrong, and you re-answered. Hopefully you get approved. Yeah, just make sure you pay attention when you're submitting your very first one to the subreddit. Oh, also I need to plug something on the subreddit. If you guys are not familiar with it, there is a annual tradition in the Polandball subreddit where it's called the Grand Prix of Serbia, where the best contest entries of the entire past year that weren't submitted by hussars, so people who have already won contests, those, the non-contest winners, those best entries compete against each other for the Grand Prix crown, or whatever it is it's called. It's you get a cup for winning. So if you go to the r/Polandball subreddit, it is the second stickied thread. So it's the second post on the subreddit if you go and take a look. And there are 36 comics in there. They are available for people to vote on. Your favorite one. And that person will win. They win the cup, the 767 cup for a full year. So there's a lot of really good stuff in there. Oh, HK Tito, you're from Spain, but you're from one of the exclaves in Africa? That's wild. What are the chances, man? Oh, you're from the Canary Islands? I don't know that I would call it... I mean, is it geographically part of Africa? I thought you meant you were from, like, Maia or something, which would be pretty remarkable because it's a small population, but I'm pretty sure the Canary Islands are a little bit bigger, right? In terms of population than the other two exclaves. Well, Europe is coming together here. Alright, let's go back. We wanted to draw Armenia here. So this is the square. Armenia. Alright, so Armenia leaving CSTO. So we'll draw Armenia talking to Russia, saying, "It's not me, it's you." Maybe this should be Russia because it's kind of big. And we'll make Armenia a little bit smaller. Maybe a lot smaller. Armenia's a small country. But, yeah. If you guys haven't... I'm assuming most of you guys are familiar, but... since you're all a bunch of politics and history nerds, but it also gives me something to talk about. Armenia and Russia are part of an organization called the Collective Security Treaty Organization, or CSTO. It's basically like the bargain bin version of NATO that Russia created after the collapse of the Soviet Union as a way to try and maintain some kind of leverage in its former sphere of influence. So it's a collective, it's a collective defense organization like NATO, the idea being that, the allies would come to the aid of one of the countries that's under attack, right? One of the members. And Armenia invoked the collective defense clause or whatever in 2022 or 2023, maybe several times. So Armenia and Azerbaijan have been to war a few times in the past 30 years. A little bit longer than that. They started going to war with each other before the Soviet Union actually collapsed. So they were both members of the Soviet Union. They were Soviet republics. And as the Soviet Union was collapsing in the late 80s, there are these very long ongoing border disputes between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Largely due to Joseph Stalin. He drew these lines basically arbitrarily and split the Azeri and Armenian populations up in really bad ways, but that's really getting into the history of it. So Armenia has been attacked several times by Azerbaijan in the past decade or so, and Azerbaijan is not a member of the CSTO, Armenia is, which means that Armenia is allied with Russia, or at least was. So they invoked that collective defense clause and basically, hoping that Russia would come to their aid and stop Azerbaijan from ethnically cleansing places like Nagorno-Karabakh, right? Russia did not do that because they are a little bit tied down in a country you may have heard of called Ukraine. And Armenia has decided that there's no point in being a Russian vassal when Russia won't defend you. So they have announced that they are going to leave the CSTO, and that's what we're going to be drawing here. Very long-winded, but it's one of the most complicated conflicts on the planet is the Armenian-Azerbaijani conflict. It's not easy to understand, and there's a lot of history that goes in there that's involved. All right, here's the flag. Okay. It took me forever to find this in my folder. I cleaned up my folder a bit, but not enough. All right, that was going to be Russia. Okay, we want to do... Let's draw Armenia. Armenia we're going to make small. I'm going to give Armenia a bow just because... In my headcanon, Armenia is female in Polandball. But I guess it doesn't really matter either way. Maybe I won't give it a bow. Oh, no, I should give it a bow. I'm gonna make them, it's like they're breaking up, right? So, like, we'll make Armenia the girlfriend or whatever. Abused girlfriend. Love drawing the eyes. Sorry, I'm ignoring you, chat, because I'm drawing. I'll get to you in a second. Here's the flag. Get the right colors. Close that. Two lines behind Armenia. I want to do this. Man, I am so glad it's Friday. I had such a busy week. It was not fun. Whoa. Oh, merge these layers. Yellow on the bottom. Red on top. The eyes might be a bit too small. Let's make the eyes bigger. Balls look better when they have big eyes on them. Not too big though, you know? Okay, I like that eye. This one also needs to be big, and then I have to shift it down a bit because the angle's not quite right. It needs to be bigger. Let's zoom out. Yeah, let's make this eye. No, it needs to go deeper, the bottom of the eye. Man, I really don't like how this is turning out. This eye. Oh, man, I don't like it. Shit. Let me catch up with chat. Let my brain reset. This is completely unrelated, but what are your predictions for what could happen between 2024 and 2030 as wave of nationalism will hit, causing many nations to secede? I have to think about that. I think there's definitely a trend toward... We're definitely in like the build-up phase of something big going down relatively soon, right? Like, I imagine what's been happening over the past probably half decade, if not closer to a decade at this point, feels kind of like the run-up to either World War I or World War II. I'm not suggesting that we're in the run-up to World War III, but there's definitely a ratcheting up of tensions among the great powers and a marked increase in defense spending for a lot of countries. And then there's definitely also a fraying of the international order because the US is not sort of the apex power that it was in the 1990s. its ability to sort of maintain an international system is not as unquestioned as it was 30 years ago. So you've got Iran and Russia emboldened. You've got China eyeing Taiwan. I mean, you've got countless conflicts happening in sub-Saharan Africa all the time, and East Africa. You've got shit going down in Yemen, the Red Sea. You've got the ongoing civil war in Myanmar. Venezuela is eyeing Guyana, and apparently there's a military buildup there. So I don't know that we're going to see more like independence movements or balkanization of certain places. Like I do think that if a country like Russia were to sort of collapse, that could be balkanized, because Russia is still kind of an empire in the more traditional sense. It's not like a modern pluralistic kind of democracy, for example, right? But I don't think there's really a lot of independence movements that are sort of the cause of all of this tension right now. But that's an interesting comment, Yellow Hexagon. Iran is sending ballistic missile arsenal to Russia due to Russia losing supply. Yeah, I saw they sent 400 ballistic missiles to Russia. In 1994, Ukraine returned all Soviet nuclear missiles to Russia in exchange for the promise that Russia would never invade. Yeah, I think that was the Budapest Memorandum, right? That basically the US, the UK, Russia, and Ukraine basically all agreed that Ukraine would give up its nuclear arsenal that it sort of inherited from the Soviet Union, would transfer them to Russia for sort of a promise that those three countries, the US, the UK, and Russia, would guarantee its territorial integrity. And all three of them failed at that, but one of them is directly responsible for that, by invading it and annexing its territory, right? That's Russia. You imagine Poland with a higher pitched voice until he gets mad, then it's deep and distorted. I'm gonna play around with that. I did the voice for Poland during the weather segment for the most recent Polandball News, and I can produce a pretty quick weather update segment. So that's gonna be a recurring bit in the Polandball News Network videos. I can fix Armenia's eyes later. Let's do Russia. Let me pull up a comic with Russia in it, so I don't have to pull up the flag. Where do I have Russia in the comic? Here, I can show you one of my super early comics. This is a really bad comic, but just a one-panel comic. I must have posted this in like 2012 or 2013 when I was first starting out in Polandball. There's just a big country club, like physically large countries. And the joke here is that Britain and France used to be, because they had these massive global empires, and now they're tiny countries. But here, I pulled this up so I could take the colors off the Russian flag. Oh, no, I wanted to do eyes for Russia first. Okay. Eyes for Armenia. Eyes for Russia. Big eyes on your balls, boys and girls. This is sort of like old style, old school Polandball eyes, where you make them more ovular than circular. And I've always liked that, but I don't really do it, Maybe I should make a concerted effort to do it. Actually, that's actually not a good eye, because it needs to be looking down at Armenia. Is that too big of an eye, do you think? Let me clean this part up a bit. That's better. I think that eye is too big. Looks more like a Pokemon at this point. Yeah, so this is one of those things, you can tell an artist's style immediately by certain things that they do. This is one of those things that would be a dead giveaway of an artist. Like if they draw eyes like this, you would be able to tell them apart from most other comic artists, just because this is a pretty unique style. Is the bottom line of the Armenian flag yellow or orange? I think it's like more of a yellow than an orange, but it's definitely in between. Country balls with big eyes are cute. Russia doesn't deserve to look cute, though, is the problem. I think that's too big. I'm gonna make the eyes smaller. The cutest country in Polandball canon is Estonia. This is better. It's still a big eye, but it's more proportional to the rest of its body, I think. Okay, I kind of like this. Fix this eye on the left. Better. And putting the eyes lower on the ball is better too. It's one of those like nearly universal traits in mammals, is that our young tend to have larger like foreheads, if that makes sense. Like the other features on the animal's face are smaller. They've got big. Actually, no. What's the? No, I'm sorry. I had that in reverse. Most mammals, their infants, their newborns, have larger like eyes relative to the size of their face, their head, and it's one of the ways that mammals are able to tell the young of other animals apart from adults, right? So like you'll see dogs and cats are generally more careful around human babies, and they know that instinctively because a baby human has features that are reminiscent of like a kitten or a puppy, in the sense that it's got more pronounced facial features. Alright, let's get the Russian flag. It's a hell of a segue. That looks okay. Let's put this behind Russia. Merge it. Red on the bottom. That's a pretty good looking Russia, I think. Merge it. You know what? We're going to go with those eyes for Armenia. That's fine. You know what? Maybe I should reverse the eyes. Russia should be more mad. And Armenia should be more neutral. I don't know. Country balls are most likely predators since their eyes are front-facing. Big true. That's definitely true. Telescopic vision. Country balls are mammals confirmed. Yeah, country balls have nipples. If you can milk them, they're a mammal. Let's give Armenia a bow. Two pixels for the bow, I think. Fill it in light pink. She'd be leaving with a bag. Let's give her a like a brown duffel bag or something. How do I draw a duffel bag? Like that. And then actually this should be a little bit less pronounced on the left side. You know, because there's perspective here. It looks like a log. Something like here. Let's move this. Maybe it needs to be bigger. Let's try that again. It needs to be obvious that it's a bag, you know? She's leaving with her stuff. But I think this is a good news story to do for Polandball News, so kudos on the suggestion, chat. But this is one of those things I did see on the news. I just didn't think to do a PNN segment about it, but it makes sense. Because, you know, part of the reason why Russia invaded Ukraine, why it invaded Georgia, why it's essentially subjugated Belarus, is it's a last-ditch attempt at maintaining its sphere of influence, right? So, you know, the irony here being that because Russia didn't help Armenia, Armenia's falling out of Russia's sphere of influence, and they have no one else to blame but themselves. Just add a purse strap if you want to make it look like a bag. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Make the bag a different color, make it not look like a log. I can make it more beige. Or you know what? Green. Green is like a good duffel bag color. Let's make it a dark green. Maybe a little bit less dark so it's not... it doesn't blend in with the outline of the ball. It's actually kind of hard. But yeah, like the whole Caucasus region is super, super complicated geopolitically. Like the countries that support Armenia or support Azerbaijan and like what they offer to various other actors is like, it's wild, you know, like, it's just crazy. Like, Western countries need Azerbaijan because they're buying oil and gas from Azerbaijan. A lot of it is unfortunately Russian in origin. But at the same time, like, they feel culturally closer to Armenia, and Armenia is more Western-oriented than Azerbaijan is. But you have countries like Turkey and NATO that hate Armenia and will never let Armenia join NATO as a result. So, you know, Armenian membership in NATO is a complete non-starter. You know? Israel sells weapons to Azerbaijan. You know, Russia is nominally, or was nominally, allied with Armenia, but essentially let Azerbaijan rough Armenia up a few times because Armenia was moving westward in its political orientation. They wanted to teach them a lesson, so they didn't intervene in 2020 when Azerbaijan started shit with Armenia most recently. But yeah, I mean, the whole conflict between Azerbaijan and Armenia goes back to when they were first conquered by the Soviets and incorporated into the Soviet Union. So it's really hard to understand it without proper context. And, I mean, make no mistake, both sides have committed atrocities against each other. But more recently, it's been Azerbaijan. And Nagorno-Karabakh was technically part of Azerbaijan's territory. It was given to Azerbaijan when it was a Soviet republic by Joseph Stalin. He just drew lines in the dirt, you know, like any good imperialist does. You draw lines in the territory that you conquer with absolutely zero regard for the people who live there. And even though it was Armenians were the indigenous population of Nagorno-Karabakh, after the fall of the Soviet Union, Nagorno-Karabakh was part of the independent state of the international. It was internationally recognized as belonging to Azerbaijani territory. So, what happened last year was Azerbaijan basically gave an ultimatum to the Armenian population in Nagorno-Karabakh, basically saying, like, we're going to take this whether or not you want, regardless of how you feel about it. So they effectively ethnically cleansed the area. So Armenians don't really live in Nagorno-Karabakh anymore. They all fled to Armenia, and Russia has done nothing to help Armenia. And there are parts of Armenia proper that are actually occupied, particularly in the south, by Azerbaijan. And now there's rumblings of more war. So the whole place is a shit show. Alright, let's add some text here. Why is this not showing up? Oh, okay, it's too big. Let's go to 24 point, 14 point. Point, 8 point. I think that duffel bag came out okay. Let's give it a little bit of more texture, maybe on the front. Okay. Do you know that Yugoslavia was the third largest country in the 1970s? Third largest in what capacity? Like third largest in Europe? Oh, strongest? Third strongest in the 1970s? No shot. Yugoslavia was not in a top 3 of anything. Okay, let's move all of this down. Let's make this bigger. 14 point. That's good. One of the things that I always like in English is deliberately misspelling U. Y-U-O. I think it looks better. Maybe it makes this text a little smaller. All right, what does this look like if I zoom out to 100%? Oh, this is 100%. Okay. So I guess you full screen it on YouTube, it'll look fine. Yugoslavia / Just Serbia, #1 at war crimes. Man, I would not have wanted to live in the Balkans in the 90s. Absolute shit show. Yugoslavia was #1 at being Yugoslavia. See, I disagree. I think there were other unholy country mashups that were better. Austria-Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Yugoslavia is the top 3 for most brutal civil wars, right behind the American Civil War. Is the American Civil War considered like one of the more brutal civil wars? There's been a lot of civil wars in history. You know, even something like the Vietnam War, in some respect, can be considered a civil war, you know? Even though there were foreign actors. Okay, I'm gonna save this image. PNN, I'm gonna make a new folder. Armenia leaves CSTO. Okay. What's next? We can do it from a different angle. Alright. So what I can do is copy the square. It's not located in the right position. Let's hide these. This is Russia. Hide it. The fuck? Why is there a... Okay. Clean it up. Why did Armenia leave the CSTO? Armenia left the CSTO because Russia's a shitty ally. Russia does not have allies, it has vassals. Russia is not interested in actually helping other countries. It's interested in subjugating them, bending it to its will. Why wasn't I streaming yesterday? I had a bunch of work that hit around 5, 6 o'clock my time. So I had to work last night, unfortunately. So I didn't have time to stream. But more, well, I mean, not more seriously, but just to expound on why Armenia left CSTO. Armenia is leaving the CSTO because their mortal enemy is Azerbaijan. They're conventionally inferior to Azerbaijan. They cannot win a war against Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is increasingly belligerent against Armenia proper, and not just the Nagorno-Karabakh, which they recently ethnically cleansed. Armenia has invoked the or the collective defense clause of the CSTO last year, I think it was, or the year before, basically asking the rest of the CSTO to help protect it and its territorial integrity from Azerbaijan, and no one bothered to help. So it's basically a defunct organization. There's no point for it to exist, so they're leaving. Armenia is in a very bad geopolitical position. So there's no... they've got no good allies. They were allied with Russia because they thought that Russia could protect them from Azerbaijan, but Russia has no interest in doing so. Let me make sure that... It looks about right. Okay. Next story. What do we want to do? We have Armenia leaving CSTO. What's the next big story? Punjabi farmers are protesting. Let's see. Let me Google it. Indian farmers are demanding higher prices for their produce. They paused their protest on Wednesday after the government made a new offer to resume talks, hours after police fired tear gas and used water cannons to scatter thousands, staging a march to Delhi. Okay. How would I make this funny? I know how I would cover Armenia and Azerbaijan and Russia and CSTO or making that funny. Gotta say the synthwave background music is quite good. Yeah, people who don't like synthwave are wrong. You think I'm secretly a war criminal? It'd be pretty wild to be able to stream on YouTube as a war criminal. Alas, I am not. You wonder if this will cause a chain reaction that will cause most CSTO members to leave it? I'm pretty sure Kazakhstan already left CSTO. So it's basically dead anyway. Remember, there were some border clashes between, I think, what was it? Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan last year as well. There was like some brief fire that was exchanged. Because again, all of these countries had their borders drawn by Soviet bureaucrats and Stalin back when they were incorporated into the Soviet Union. So their borders make no goddamn sense. Now, the cynical view is that imperialists deliberately draw lines to split ethnic groups into different areas, into different countries, so that they fight with each other and they don't fight against the imperialists, right? So it's a time-honored tradition of divide and conquer, right? That's the strategy. Alush 2010, please do your request. What was your request? Let me look up. Britain encounters a Muslim state. Is that news? Britain's been doing that for hundreds of years. I think we can do the farmer protests. We can tie the Punjabi protests and the Polish protests. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, we've been hovering around like low 30 viewers today. It's pretty good. We hit an all-time high concurrent of 38, I think, on Sunday or Monday, something like that. Please do research. Punjabi farmers. Okay, so I looked at France 24 for that first story. I've got BBC, CBC, AP. Death at Punjab border denied by police. 22-year-old's death was confirmed to the BBC by Punjab's health minister and a hospital official. The farmers' union had earlier alleged the protester had died during police action. Haryana police, however, said, quote, no farmer, end quote, had died during the protest. The farmers, who are demanding assured prices for their crops, have been clashing with the police who are trying to block them reaching Delhi. Damn, some of these pics go hard. Here, I'm gonna show this from the BBC. Actually, can I download this? It's a WebP file. I don't know how to download it as a JPEG. But, yeah, I think it would be good to do a, use Times of India. Isn't Times of... I hesitate to use sources that I'm really not familiar with. But here, let me look it up. Times of India. It's owned by the Times Group. Who's the Times Group? It's an Indian media conglomerate headquartered in Mumbai. The Sahu Jain family. Jain? Sahu Jain? Jain? Alright, Times of India. India. After rounds of inconclusive talks between centre and farmers over their demands, Bharatiya Kisan Union leader Rakesh Tikait said that there should be a solution through dialogue and continuous talks with centre are going on. Okay, so this is an English language newspaper, but the English is still not great. It's kind of hard to follow that. There's some misspelled words. Okay, I mean, I get the general gist, you know. Farmers want to make sure that their crops are not sold for low prices, you know. Farmers need to be able to sustain themselves. Do the Odysseus Lander? Yeah, I'll do the Odysseus Lander. I'm a sucker for space news, so I'll do it. Well, let me pull up another playlist. Okay. So we're going to draw... Here we go. 100. Fit on screen. So this actually needs to come up like 1 pixel. Okay, that's fine. Let's do... We're going to draw Poland. Let's move these to the top. Let's do 5 pixel. We'll do Poland and India. You're not going to find a lot of comics that feature both Poland and India. I don't know, like, if they even have extensive ties, you know? Maybe, like, on defense industry stuff. Like, Poland's been going on a spending spree, buying up, like, absolutely everything that they can. Every kind of weapon system. Over the past 2 years because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. They don't feel safe, you know? Justifiably. So, they're spending a lot of money on acquiring new weapon systems. Like, there's a very now strong relationship between South Korea and Poland, specifically on defense industrial issues. So Poland's buying a lot of Korean weapon systems. I think they've also put in an order for something like an absurd number of HIMARS from the US, which I think is produced by Lockheed Martin, right? Or is it General Dynamics? HIMARS. Who produces it? Yeah, Lockheed Martin. So I think Ukraine operates something like 20, 25, or 30 HIMARS vehicles. And I want to say Poland put it in order about a year or two ago for 400 or something like that. Just an absolutely insane number. Wow, I cannot draw balls today. Jesus. All right. Smaller balls, maybe. Oh my god, okay, my wrist hurts. I need a second. You love when Vatican City has a gun? Have I seen it with a gun before? I haven't. Chat, complete chaos. Coli, talking about history and drawing with calm music. I mean, half the time when I'm drawing, I'm not looking at chat because I can't split my eyes to look in two different directions, you know? Yeah, I'll do the Odysseus lander. Is it Odysseus or Odyssey? I don't remember. That's true, I was talking about country balls having nipples. What am I doing next on the Kalayan Empire? You mean on the world map? I take suggestions for that, so it's, you know, what people want to see. Let's try a ball. Drawing another ball again. Oh god, my hand is just totally fucked right now. Oh god. It's Odyssey, you think? Don't trust you on that? Let me look it up. I think it's Odyssey. No, it's Odysseus. Lunar Lander Odysseus. I'll be honest, though. Unmanned missions to the moon, I do not find exciting. The moon is among the least interesting bodies in the solar system. The only reason it's somewhat compelling is because it is the closest thing to the Earth. Right? Which means that if we ever, you know, become a spacefaring species, more regularly anyway, it's going to be the first place that we colonize, right? But it's basically just a rock. You know, there's some ice on it, sure, but we think that there's ice on most of these rocky moons now, so it's not, like, super interesting. But it's from the prospect... For the prospect of human settlement, the moon is interesting. But beyond that, like, I don't know. We know so much about it already. Like, I don't know what sort of new knowledge we get from sending unmanned missions. Okay, this looks like a salvageable ball. I'm going to smooth this ball a bit. But, like, you can do so much more science by sending astronauts to places like the moon. Like, we got a lot more... We learned more about the moon from the Apollo missions than from, like, than, like, all the other missions to the moon combined. Because we were actually able to bring back rock samples and stuff, you know? And the theory that we have for how the moon was formed, I think, was basically formed by... the fact that we then analyzed those rock samples that the astronauts brought back and saw that, hey, these are basically the same things that we see on Earth. Same age. And it led to the current theory of the moon's creation, which is through a large impact. It's thought that a Mars-sized object, or the predominant theory for explaining the moon's origin now is that a large Mars-sized object smashed into the primordial Earth in a sort of glancing blow and sent a ton of material out into orbit that eventually accreted into what is now the moon. That object is called Thea, Thea, and was also a primordial planet. And that's the general consensus now among the planetary scientists. Okay. Finally got a good ball. Good lord. Thea, yeah. Oh, it's Thea? Yeah. That looks more right. The moon is gray, mozzarella cheese. I mean, wouldn't that be awesome? If you actually had, like, planets and moons out there that were edible. They're all just going to be hydrogen and carbon and silicate rocks, you know? Oops. Alright, so that was India. Let's do Poland. Poland, a little bit smaller, right? India, population 1.4 billion. Poland, population 38 million. Actually, it might be higher now. What's the population of Poland? $38 million. Okay. I was right. Oh, I wanted to share a news story. We were brainstorming, or we've been brainstorming ideas in the Discord that we use to run the channel. We were brainstorming ideas for Polandball News, and there was one headline that I saw earlier this week that I thought was crazy. I'll bring it up after I finish this panel. Okay, so Poland, India. They should have pitchforks or something. All right. Indian flag. There we go. Oh, eyes first. Always eyes first. Pro tip to those of you who do not already know, I will repeat this all the time. When you are drawing a ball, draw the eyes after you draw the ball. Eyes should always be second, because then you know where to put the features of the flag. Let's do 3 pixel for India. Make the eyes a little bit farther apart. That far apart. Let's do eyes for Poland. Let's do 2 pixel for Poland. Okay, that eye needs to be a little bit closer. Maybe a little bit bigger. The eye on the left is too big, I think. What does everybody have planned for the weekend? Any cool adventures people going on? India's flag. Whoops. Wrong panel. Orange on top, right? Okay. on bottom. Merge these, green on bottom, orange on top, white in the middle. Do the chakram? The anus. Oops, hide the eyes, okay. The eyes are here, so... Close this. You want to sleep the whole day this weekend? You want to sleep a whole day this weekend? Yeah, me too. I only got like 6 hours of sleep last night. I need to get more. Your weekend is going to be spent watching football? Nice. You're not doing much. You went fishing with your dad last week. That sounds cool. You have a basketball game this weekend? That's cool. You're going to be recreating the logo in your school seen in the gym. Oh, like your school mascot or school logo, I guess. Okay, that makes sense. Keanu Reeves went to your high school or to your school. It's pretty dope. Get a haircut, get medicated for cough, do your homework. Word. Daily dose of hibernation. Yeah, man. I love... It's not good to like use the weekend to catch up on sleep, but goddamn if it doesn't feel good, you know? Oh, this isn't right. The circle needs to be bigger. Okay. So, not the best India, not the worst one. I think the outline needs to be a little bit thicker. Thick with 2 C's. Okay. Eyes. Poland. Take it from this. You learned how flowers reproduce in science. And for some reason you have an entire unit for that. You created a flag for your micronation called the Republic of Southeast Michigan. Nice. In New York, there are very active left-wing like socialist groups in northern Brooklyn and western Queens, and oftentimes people will refer pejoratively to Brooklyn or Queens as being like the People's Republic of Brooklyn or the People's Republic of Queens, which I've always thought was funny. All right, I closed chat. Come back. All right. Poland. What happened? Oh, okay, I had a second layer for eyes. Okay. Poland. India. Alright, we're gonna give it pitchforks. Oh, there's a dog in the hallway. Okay, and then gray for the spokes, right? How many spokes are there on a pitchfork? 5? Your standard pitchfork? 4, 5? Looks like 4 or 5. Okay. Whoops. Let's do this behind this. This one needs to be a little more straight. Okay, good. And then actually, maybe I do it like this and then extend this down a bit, like the neck of the pitchfork. Okay. Merge that. Let's make this. Okay. Let's give it a bigger pitchfork. Same deal. Outline. Ooh, too big. Show 2 parallel lines first. Sort of curves off to the left, which isn't great. Let me fix that. Catch up with chat in a second. Music stop? Oh no, it's just quiet. You just hit 1.3k karma on Reddit. Pretty big. Turkey and Somalia formed a defense pact against Ethiopia. Is that real? That sounds totally made up. Where's Stick Poland? Where is Stick Poland? I don't know where Stick Poland is. I thought I had it. I have it saved somewhere. I don't know. There it is. Stick Poland and country. America, America. The next evolution of Polandball. Or country balls is countries. You see country balls, you see country humans. We're moving on to countries. This pitchfork. So we have these flare each spoke sort of flare at the end. Should the pitchforks be on fire? Should they be flaming pitchforks? Enough India shenanigans for today. Alright, see you later, Social Mango Tree. Thanks for joining. Guys, don't forget to like the video so that more people see it. help us grow our channel. Sincerely appreciate it. We gotta do some profile pictures today? Yeah, I'll do some profile pictures. I wanted to draw a few news story things for PNN. So chat gave me 2 ideas. One was Armenia leaving CSTO, and then the current one is India and Poland have farmer protests going on right now. Yeah. Give the stream a like. Wow, that's crazy. That actually works. I saw it was at like 17 likes, and I told you guys to like it, now it's at 24. Like, it's pretty weird. You know, whenever you first make a foray into YouTube or I assume TikTok and like Facebook and Reddit and whatever, any social media platform, and you're trying to drive up engagement and like expand your audience, people tell you like do these things, like they work, right? Like clickbait thumbnails absolutely work. Telling people to like and subscribe absolutely works. It's crazy, you know? You would imagine people would just do it normally. Like if I see content that I like on YouTube, I like it without being prompted, right? Because I want to see that stuff, right? It's strange to me that like just reminding someone to do it actually does work, but it does. It's absolutely wild. But yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, what's 17 to 27? Just for mentioning it. That's so cool. All right, what should this be called? So this is farmer protests. What's the bit? Like, what are we putting at the top in text? There are farmer protests in both India and Poland. So we need some ideas, suggestions. What should this segment be called? For the Armenia one, we just called it Armenia leaves CSTO. But there was a little joke in the bottom. Little things can make a big impact. Yeah, definitely. You sometimes forget to like or subscribe, so as soon as you get reminded, you instantly do it. So one of the things that I actually do a lot, probably more, well, not more, I get fed a lot of stuff that I absolutely do not like. I get fed like a lot of like Ben Shapiro type crap that I'm not interested in like Jordan Peterson and like right-wing commentators, and I just don't want to watch any of that stuff, right? But a lot of social media platforms have this weird inherent bias toward those kinds of content because you get better engagement numbers from making people angry, right? So you feed them rage bait, essentially. Rage bait is a form of engagement, you know? Rather than like... Engagement is engagement, regardless of the substance of the content, right? But people will engage with content that makes them angry, more so than with content that makes them laugh, or things that make them happy. You know, like, I like watching videos of golden retriever puppies, like, fall off of the couch or something, right? But it's not like the kind of thing I go and I search for and then start, like, typing in the comments about how I love golden retrievers, right? But you find, you know, rage bait content, right? And then you've got a million people in the comment section talking about how, like, oh no, this person is wrong about everything and blah blah blah. This sounds like futuristic movie music. Yeah, this is a dark thriller synth playlist. Super cool. Cat videos, your beloved. More likes than people in chat. Well, the chat figure ebbs and flows. Protests in India and Poland. That's a little bit too generic, I think. Agitated agriculture is a good pun. I love it. That's fire. 100%. Great job. Agitated agriculture. I'm a sucker for alliteration. And I imagine most, like, people who are interested in literature and writing and whatever are. This is great. Agitated agriculture. All right. Should Poland and India be saying anything? You're now obsessed with countries. There's that one really funny comic. I'm not going to pull it up because, you know, I don't have the permission from the author. But do you know that one? It's a meme template as well. It's the they're not country humans, but it's like a flag of a country, and it's got legs and eyes. And one of them's like, "Where's XYZ?" And then one of the other flags says, "Oh, I know how to get this person's attention." Says something, and then the next panel is that third country like busting through the wall. You know, I always thought that was a funny template. Angry Polish noises. India, we must interrise. I like angry Polish noises. Angry Punjab noises. Angry farmer noises. Let's try that. Let's see what this looks like. Let's go to 6 point. Incomprehensible farmer noises. I don't have, I can't italicize it in this font. Make India say something absolutely unrelated in Hindi. But if I write something in Hindi or in Polish, people aren't going to understand it, right? Because it's an English-speaking channel. Dutch angry farmers or OG angry farmers? I think all farmers get angry. Rabble, 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 like in South Park. I say rabble, rabble, rabble all the time. Stop motion Dan, do you have an idea for a segment? Let's hear it. Incomprehensible farmer noises or rabble, rabble, rabble. Agitated agriculture. That's a great alliteration. Oh, you know what? Okay. Incomprehensible yokel noises. This is one of my favorite words in English, is yokel. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. Yokel is an uneducated or unsophisticated person from the countryside. Not that farmers are, uneducated or unsophisticated, but the stereotype of people who live in rural areas, I think in basically every country, is that they're like these country bumpkins or yokels or whatever, I just love the word yokel. Bumpkin is a good one, too. An awkward person from the countryside. Bumpkin. Country cousin. A country cousin is a person with unsophisticated provincial appearance or manners. I've never heard that term before. Hillbilly is a good one. I like yokel. Expanding your vocabulary with words you'll never use. So, what was it? I had a thought and I just totally lost it. Random small town news would be neat to see what's going on in a random small town across the world. That's kind of what we did with the weather segment in the last PNN episode. We did weather for East Lansing, Michigan. So on the off chance that there's like one person who watches us that lives in East Lansing, the news was accurate for them. I made sure that it was the right news, or the right weather, right temperatures. I got the partly cloudy, mostly cloudy. Yokel gives character. Yeah. One awesome. Random thuds outside in the middle of the night. Noises are getting louder. You're getting abducted by aliens, my dude. Make sure you take photos and videos with your phone. Otherwise people won't believe you. Even if you do take video, we won't believe you. do random town in the south next PNN. We've got ideas for what we're gonna do for PNN or for the other future weather segments. Okay, I like this. Incomprehensible yokel noises. Agitated agriculture. I'm a big fan. All right, I think we're done with this panel. So, good call on the agitated agriculture. PNN. Okay, the story I wanted to tell you guys about, let me find it. And what I want to do, I think, for this panel. Let me pull it up. I sent it to Aaron. He couldn't come up with any ideas for it, but I think I can do a small bit on it. Where is it? PNN. Okay. So, I think the bit is going to be about, and perhaps what is the coolest headline of the year so far, a U.S. attorney announced nuclear material trafficking charges against the Japanese Yakuza leader. This is a real story. This is from the Justice Department, Southern District of Attorney, or sorry, Southern District of New York, U.S. Attorney's Office. Takeshi Ebisawa of Japan, a leader within the Yakuza transnational organized crime syndicate, allegedly trafficked nuclear materials, including uranium and weapons-grade plutonium. Is that not the coolest headline you've heard? So I have a lot of tabs open. I'm trying to find it again. Damian Williams, the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Matthew G. Olson, the Assistant Attorney General of the Justice Department's National Security Division, and Ann Milgram, the Administrator of the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, announced the issuance today of a superseding indictment charging Takeshi Ebisawa with conspiring with a network of associates to traffic nuclear materials from Burma to other countries. In the course of this conspiracy, Ebisawa and his confederates showed samples of nuclear materials in Thailand to a DEA undercover agent who was posing as a narcotics and weapons trafficker. With the assistance of Thai authorities, the nuclear samples were seized and subsequently transferred to the custody of U.S. law enforcement. A U.S. nuclear forensic laboratory later analyzed the samples and confirmed that the samples contained uranium and weapons-grade plutonium. What a wild story. That is so cool. Could you, oh man. I'm not even mad at this dude. If you can traffic weapons-grade plutonium, that's badass. I mean, obviously he didn't get away with it, so. Literally an Onion article. All right, so it has to be Japan, and then U.S. The U.S. with a mask on, pretending to be. Let's see, who was he pretending to be? Posing as a narcotics and weapons trafficker. You can be wearing an Iranian mask or something. How the hell do you get weapons-grade plutonium? Where do you get that from? Oh, I just got a notification on my phone. The Odysseus spacecraft has toppled over and is lying on its side on the moon, but is still functional, officials say. It is hard to land shit on other worlds. Why smuggling weapons when you can smuggle new components? No, I mean, that's a genuinely scary thing is, you know, proliferation of nuclear weapons and nuclear material. Like, it's not that complicated to make a nuclear weapon or you know, a dirty bomb. The hard part is getting it past, you know, organizations like, you know, the U.S., the DEA, and what was it? It was the DEA and the Justice Department, because, you know, highly enriched uranium, weapons-grade plutonium, stuff like that. Obviously, nuclear powers don't really want that falling into the hands of non-nuclear powers, generally. So they take great care to, you know, make sure that that stuff doesn't sort of fall by the wayside. You love your chromosomes dying from high amounts of radiation. Your idea for segment was that Canada just made protesting illegal. What did they do? Oh, you know what? There was an interesting story that would be good for Polandball News. It was some Canadian member of Parliament introduced a bill to require age verification to watch porn or something in Canada. Yeah, that's a good one. I'll do that too. So here, let's do, this will be the Yakuza one. So, Japan. Does the Yakuza have like its own like seal or logo? Yeah, the word Yakuza and katakana. Here, I'm gonna pull this up, and maybe I can draw this on like a headband on a Japanese. I can draw Japan. So this means Yakuza and katakana. The katakana is a Japanese syllabary, one component of the Japanese writing system. Interesting. Yakuza. Yakuza members normally have a lot of tattoos. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. Odysseus looks very top-heavy. Let me see what it looks like. You're right, it does. It's very long. Probably, it looks like it's got a high center of mass. But, I mean, you know, it's wild. Like, there was another private moon lander that the US sent up that failed. Like a month ago, and then this one tipped over, right? It landed, but it tipped over. And then there was the Japanese one that landed a couple weeks ago that's upside down. And then there was the Russian lunar lander that crashed. So even though humanity has landed a ton of shit on the moon, it's still really hard. You know? Which makes it all the more impressive that we landed men on the moon, what was it, 6 times? Independently? Basically without issue, right? Alright, so let's draw... Got these old layers here that I'm deleting. News of break, Russia is still asshole. Oh wow, USA is here. The entire nation. All 335 million Americans are in the chat right now. Welcome, USA. God bless. Draw USA. I have drawn the US more than any other country in Polandball, except for maybe Poland, just because Poland is super easy. But even, no, I'm pretty sure it's still US. You can see the bottom right, my profile picture. Oh my god, I'm a big fan. Without issue is a lot of heavy lifting. Apollo 11 almost aborted. Not quite. They had something like 90 seconds left of fuel before they had to. Was it 90 seconds or 30 seconds? Something like that. But, I mean, Apollo 11 went off basically without a hitch. The only Apollo mission that had any kind of disastrous effect was Apollo 13, but they still saved them. They got it back, you know? They didn't land, but they saved them, which was remarkable given what happened. Does that mean there's 2 of you? Yes. Luna 25, yeah, Luna 25 crashed. But yeah, it's... of all the recent landers, the most successful one to land on the moon was the Indian one. That landed basically perfectly. The budget for the Indian lunar lander that landed, I think it was late last year, was something like $70 million. It cost less for India to put a lander on the moon than the budget of Interstellar, which is a great movie, by the way. If you haven't seen Interstellar, go watch it. It's one of my favorite movies. Stellar soundtrack, pun intended. But yeah, like the Russian space industry sucks. It's really atrophied since the fall of the Soviet Union. But they rushed Luna 25. Putin accelerated the timeline because he's got delusions of grandeur, you know? If Japan is introducing themselves as M is Watashi or M is Japan. This is what Watashi is like. Is that like an entry or whatever? Or not entry, a greeting? Or no, Watashi is... Oh, it's how you say I? It's a pronoun. I learned a number of like basic Japanese phrases a couple years ago. I totally forget them. I'm gonna look them up. Japanese is a fun language to speak. Like, I like how it sounds. It's very cool. Konnichiwa. Arigato gozaimasu. Kudasai. Somimasen. Somimasen. Hai. Ie. Hajimemashite. Hajimemashite. Nice to meet you. Sayonara. Easy. Everyone knows that one. Utsukushi. Water, please. Omizu. Omizu. O onegaishima. Okaike onegaishimasu. Ikura de suka. Sure oma raimasu. Byoin. Tasukete. 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 That's help. This is a Japanese learning stream now. Nihon daisuke. Daisuki. Nihon daisuki. Daisuki. I love Japan. Oh, this is... I'm getting sidetracked. Moshi moshi. Genki desu? Watashi no namae wa Kolai desu. Watashi no namae wa Polandball desu. Seppuku? Twitter headquarters is in Germany? I don't think that's right. Isn't it San Francisco? Did Germany annex San Francisco? I wasn't paying attention? Alright, Japan. That's no good. New music. Reminds you of this streamer that you watch who's fluent in Japanese. On stream, viewers can redeem their stream points to make them speak Japanese. It's pretty cool. Without context, it sounds like the insane ramblings of an insane man. Watashi no inke wa chisai desu. Watashi no inke wa chisai desu. Watashi no inke wa chisai desu. What am I saying? How many languages do I speak? I speak English and my French is passable. That's it. I don't have many opportunities to actually speak French. I should like take formal French classes just to brush up on it. Californian is Deutsch. That's how you say I love Sri Lanka. I don't, yeah, I mean, the script is a bunch of gibberish to me. I don't understand it. I wouldn't be able to know how to pronounce it. This music makes me feel like a chat war is about to happen. It's pretty dope music. Let me open the window, it's hot. Zoom in here. I love Japan's flag. Drawing Japan is so easy. Except, you know, drawing balls are... God damn it. My ball drawing is suffering tonight. I say that every time I stream, though. I'm just a bad ball drawer, I guess. See, it just gets screwed up here. I don't like it. This is a very Dick Rhino-esque ball. Very flat on the bottom and top. Ooh. Okay, I think this is salvageable. Yeah, for anyone new in the chat, go to the r/Polandball subreddit and go vote in the Grand Prix of Serbia contest. It's the second post on the subreddit. It is stickied. Go look at your favorite comic. I think I made Japan too big. Japan. JPAN. God damn it, if I found a magic genie lamp and I got 3 wishes, all 3 wishes would be to be able to draw balls better. Is this no. This seems okay. All right, I like that one. This is Japan. Eyes. We're gonna do closed eyes. Well, I guess not closed, but you know. All right, now I can get the right color. Red. Japan. Close. Such a cool flag. Chat's looking too calm again. What is everybody's favorite flag? Huge r/Polandball, huge fan of you, dude. Would you like to become the 51st state? If Puerto Rico is not the 51st state, I am going to riot. They've been waiting for goddamn ever. Although they can't really make up their mind, so it's not really up to us. But I think Puerto Rico should be a state. It's not up to me, but they have voted several times in favor of statehood. The one party in Puerto Rico, the one major party in Puerto Rico that opposes statehood, boycotts all of those elections because they know that they're going to lose. So it always like throws a wrench into the electoral results. But there's a pretty clear majority in favor of Puerto Rican statehood. If they wanted to be independent, you know, it's up to them too, but they'd be worse off. If they became a state, they'd be open to a lot more federal funding. Alright, Japan. Now when you give Japan a headband, what color should the headband be? Is there like a traditional... I mean, not traditional, but... Let me see. I'm gonna Google Yakuza members. Do they wear headbands? Not really. But yeah, they're all heavily tattooed. I don't have any tattoos. I was thinking of getting one on my left forearm, a space one, but I don't know how I feel about it. Okay, I'll just give him a some kind of headband. The flag of Saka, Yakusha? Your favorite? Let me see. The Saka Republic. Yeah, it's a cool flag. I like it. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's a cool flag, yeah. First tricolor, the Dutch flag is the best. I do like the Dutch flag. It's hard to hate tricolors. r/Polandball will be the 52nd state? Sure. r/Polandball has 662,000 members. That's more than Wyoming. So, we'd have 2 senators and 1 representative. It'd be bigger than Wyoming. New Brunswick isn't a horrible flag. You're joking, right? This is the flag of New Brunswick. This is garbage. This is straight garbage. It's not one of the worst flags I've seen, but it's a very bad flag. It breaks like every rule except for the no text rule. Yeah, the members of Wyoming. Yes, the citizens of Wyoming. Residents of Wyoming. Wyoming also doesn't exist, true. Wyoming does have a cool flag, though. But this is the flag of New Brunswick. This is terrible. It's way too busy. Why is there a lion? This is a bad flag, man. I'm not sorry for saying so. King Frederick IX's tattoo. Frederick IX of Denmark. Died in 1972. Interesting. Sailor King, His Majesty King Frederick IX, Denmark. Yeah, you good amount of tattoos. You love flags based off of heraldry. Maryland's got a good flag. Yeah. It's one of those flags that is designed in such a way that, like, it's incredibly busy, but it's such a well done way of doing it that it just works. Odix, hi from Ukraine. Welcome. Slava Ukrainia. I think you might be our first Ukrainian viewer. I hope you're safe. I hope your family is safe. I personally actually donated $50 to the United 24 Fund last night. If any of you guys have money to spare, you know, I would implore you to send money to Ukraine. All right. Let's finish drawing Japan. We're gonna give him a headband, right? Rapa Nui, Easter Island. It's their flag. Yeah, it's an interesting flag, but it's definitely like a missed opportunity. Like not having the Amoa or whatever on the flag is definitely a missed opportunity. Yeah, welcome, Odix. Glad you could join us. All right, headband. Let's do it in a different color, and then I can do the outline. I can fix the outline later. So the headband shouldn't be too much bigger than the head, right? Like just off the border of the ball. Maybe I should do 2 pixel. Let's do 2 pixel. You want to know if there are Sri Lankan people in r/Polandball? Oh, I'm sure. There's people from nearly every country in the Polandball subreddit. I don't know that there's going to be a lot, though, because Reddit is it's an American website, right? So it's pretty heavily English-speaking user base. Well, there's a lot of, well, yeah, English-speaking. So it's mostly North American and European. But there are definitely people from all over the world, which is super cool. But we're glad you're part of the community. You can represent Sri Lanka, you know? Maybe I should make this bigger so that I can actually do the writing on it, you know? Okay, let's make it like gray and then maybe it should be yellow. Let's do like a very light yellow and then darker outline, something like that. And then this is the Yakuza script. And it's way too big. 15%. Get on screen. Okay, I need this as a reference so I know how to draw it. Or I guess write it would be more accurate, right? You can't hide your smile when you said, I assume that's Cyrillic or Ukrainian for Slava Ukrainia, right? Hell yeah. And my heart goes out to you guys. Is anyone in chat Canadian? Oh, I'm sure. Aaron is Canadian. Aaron is one of the biggest contributors, if not the biggest contributor, in the Polandball subreddit and on the YouTube channel. He hosts Polandball News most of the time. He's Canadian. And I've said this before, and I feel like it's true, but I don't have any data to back it up. But I feel that Aaron has probably drawn the Canadian flag more than anybody else in history. I would be surprised if anyone else has drawn the flag more than him. Okay, that's looking dangerously like a swastika. Let's not do that. Okay. I don't know, I feel like... Well, add more of the Japanese characters and it'll look more obvious that it's Japanese. Let's go like this, maybe? Whoops. Erased a little bit too much. One of my favorite YouTube channels, and if you guys are at all interested in what's happening in Ukraine and you know, the war, Denis Davarov, is that how you pronounce his name? Let me look it up. Denis Davidov. Here, I'll put it in chat. He's got a great YouTube channel. Every day he puts out a YouTube video. Basically covering like all the big things that are happening in the war. He is a pilot, I believe. Ukrainian pilot. Commercial pilot. Civilian airline pilot. And after the war started, he pivoted to YouTube, and he does English language, Ukrainian war content. He's a super chill dude, really cool, nice guy. And you know, he's made it his contribution to the war effort or whatever is to let English-speaking audiences know about what's happening. You know, since he's Ukrainian and he can read and speak both English, Russian, and Ukrainian, you know, he can look at what Russians are writing on Telegram and communicate that to an English-speaking audience on YouTube. He's a great dude. Highly recommend his channel. I watch it nearly every day. Denis Davidov, something like that. That's one of my favorite YouTube channels. Damn, Japanese script is hard to write. Seeing us off tonight, you're Irish American, but technically here from Detroit, still live in the metro area. Cool. I have Irish ancestry as well. Do you all see the headline about that one man dressed as Freddy Fazbear that fought in Ukraine and died heroically saving someone from a grenade? I did not. I mean, there's been absolutely no shortage of heroic efforts in that war. What was that specifically? Yeah, I have to look it up. Okay, I think that turned out pretty well. Maybe this one I pull up a little bit more. Okay, I think that's good. So this is Yakuza. So for those who have joined since I started drawing this, we are drawing panels for Polandball News, so we're covering some of the most interesting news stories from the past week. This text is not relevant to this story, but it is generally true that Russia is asshole. So this story is about the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York on Wednesday announced nuclear material trafficking charges against a Japanese Yakuza leader. Takeshi Abisawa of Japan, a leader within the Yakuza transnational organized crime syndicate, allegedly trafficked nuclear materials, including uranium and weapons-grade plutonium. Which is an absolutely wild headline. So we got Yakuza. We're going to draw the U.S. undercover. Not a bad first attempt at a ball. Don't look up what Jean-Baptiste Dutre-Bornier did on Easter Island. Colonial European things with such enough. Okay, so he committed genocide or like raped people, right? Common European imperialist bullshit, you know? All right, this is gonna be fun. I haven't actually drawn the U.S. in a while, so well, he's gonna have a mask. He's gonna have an Iranian mask. Let me pull up the flag of Iran. Iran's flag is actually a pretty cool flag. I mean, I think... Here, let me pull it up. So this is the flag of Iran. This is a stylized Arabic script that just says Allahu Akbar over and over again, which again translates into English as God is great. I think that's pretty cringe putting on your flag, but hey, it's a theocracy, right? So... but it looks cool as hell. Like, it's a cool design. Iran's flag is surprisingly easy to draw. Yeah, it is. I drew Iran on the, where's my world map? Let me pull it back up. Here, I drew Iran. So this is my drawing of Iran from memory and the flag. Which I thought was not bad. I got the general shape of the country right. But, not quite perfect. The flag I got pretty close to, I think. Jean-Baptiste converted the entire island to a sheep farm, relocated massive amounts of Easter Islanders, maybe dabbled in a bit of slave trading, and kidnapped local women. Yikes. He was murdered, though, by locals over an argument over dress, which is funny. Wasn't, James Cook, wasn't he eaten by, the natives on one of the islands that he quote-unquote discovered? Captain James Cook. He got cooked? Let me see. Where's death? Maybe not. Let me see. I'm reading his Wikipedia page. No, okay. Cook was struck on the head by the villagers and stabbed to death as he fell on his face in the surf. He was first struck on the head by a club, with the club by a chief, and then stabbed by one of the king's attendants. The Hawaiians carried his body away toward the back of town, still visible to the ship through their spyglass. 4 Marines were also killed, and 2 others wounded in the confrontation. Okay. Maybe it's just an apocryphal legend that he was, like, killed and eaten. Oh, wait, hold on. The esteem which the islanders nevertheless held for Cook caused them to retain his body. Following their practice at the time, they prepared his body with funerary rituals usually reserved for the chiefs and highest elders of society. The body was disemboweled and baked to facilitate removal of the flesh, and the bones were carefully cleaned for preservation as religious icons in a fashion somewhat reminiscent of the treatment of European saints in the Middle Ages. Some of Cook's remains, thus preserved, were eventually returned to his crew for a formal burial at sea. That's pretty brutal, but I guess that's just how they did burials in Hawaii. Ancient Polynesians are very interesting. Yeah, I mean, they're some of the most isolated civilizations in history, right? So they had almost no contact with any outside groups until European contact. All right, what was I doing? Okay, I can close this. Yakuza, I think it was doing Flag of Iran, right? I was gonna draw a mask on. What was it? Agitated agriculture. Incomprehensible yokel noises. This is good. Big fan of that. All right. Extra History has some good videos about ancient Polynesians. I'll have to look it up. It's one of those parts of the world that just doesn't get a lot of airtime. I've been to Hawaii twice, and I've been to French Polynesia once, which was super cool. If you guys ever have the opportunity to go and see Bora Bora, jump at it. Bora Bora is the most beautiful place I've ever seen on Earth, and like nothing comes close. It is genuinely paradise. Like it's crazy how much it stands out. Like I've seen similar looking places, you know, like Hawaii is obviously a tropical island, and it's very pretty, but it's pretty heavily built up, you know? Bora Bora is not, and it's just like a very idyllic lagoon. It is absolutely gorgeous. It feels kind of otherworldly in that sense. You want to visit national parks in Hawaii so bad? I would love to see Hawaii again, but it's a bitch and a half to get there. It's so far from the East Coast. So we're going to do mask. So this mask is going to be of Iran. Cleaning it up. You guys are like LARPing in the chat. It's wild. Farthest you've traveled in country was Las Vegas. Remember hitting an airplane ride? I go back and forth on plane rides, on flights. There are times when I'm okay flying, and there are other times where like we hit turbulence and I feel like I'm gonna die, you know, and I get super anxious and I start sweating. But more recently, I've been better about it. Chat thinks they're in a war. All right, we're gonna draw lines behind Iran. Oh, whoops. Okay. Green on top. Red in the middle. And then it's got like this onion or whatever. What is this seal? The emblem. The emblem is a highly stylized composite of various Islamic elements, a geometrically symmetric form of the word Allah, and overlapping parts of the phrase La ilaha illa Allah, or something. There is no God except Allah, forming a monogram consisting of 4 crescents and a line in the shape of a tulip. So every time I look at this, it reminds me of an onion. Actually, hold on. Take a look at it. This, the very top, looks like a butt. Closest thing you've got to Hawaii is Florida Keys. Key West and Dry Tortugas National Park is amazing. I have not been to the Florida Keys. I would like to see them. You finished your Countries comic? Right on, dude. Alright, how do I draw this onion? I'm gonna copy it. Whoa, too big. Okay. It's basically... It's not terrible. Okay, and then it's like kind of red up here too. All right, and then just do a bunch of scribbles. Boom, Iranian flag. Super fun to draw. Alright, we're gonna draw the sunglasses. Sunglasses are my favorite thing to draw on Country Ball. Let's do 3 pixel, yeah. Damn, the US is fat. Good lord, I made him really large. Historically accurate, I guess. Let's just duplicate this eye. Move it down here. No, I think those eyes need to be bigger. This looks like a TF2 spy disguise. Yeah, kind of true. Please forgive me, you built another 10 million McDonald's. There's nothing wrong with that. Mickey D's is... I'm not going to say great, you know, but hey, it's a cultural icon. Never drew Iran before. It's fun. Do Icelandic eruption news? We put it in the ticker actually last time. If you go look at the most recent Polandball News video, we had a little thing that said like some volcano in Iceland erupted again. Probably, we don't know. We didn't check. What news am I going to cover? So I think this week, Armenia leaving the CSTO. The Indian and Polish farm protests. And then this one is, I think, a super cool story about how the U.S. busted a Yakuza member for trafficking weapons-grade plutonium. Just wild. Okay, that's a good eye. Just copy that. Yeah, okay, that's good enough. Merge them to the eye bridge, the nose bridge. And then frame bridge. Oh, you know what? No, I messed up. Let's do something like that. Caught messing with the little details of the eyes, you know? God, I could use a drink. I'm so stressed. A glass of wine or something. I don't have any wine. Alright, nose bridge. Three pixel to go out like that. Chat is unhinged today. Go off, kings. Queens. Get rid of the flag of Iran. World map. Zoom out. Fit on screen. Look how small the Atlantic Ocean is. Oops. Fix that. Okay, where's a comic where I've had US recently? Here we go. This is a thumbnail I put up a couple days ago. The right colors for the glasses. Oh, whoops. Merge the eyes. The light gray. This is sort of the glare on the sunglasses. Boom. Okay, now I need to get the actual flag drawn. God, I hate drawing the US flag. It's such a busy mess. Genuinely, I think it's not a great flag. You know, like, sure, I still feel slightly patriotic whenever I see it, you know, right? Like, it's my country's flag, but it's not a good flag. It's like B tier, you know? I'm not gonna do, so I've normally done the 13 stripes, and I think I want to shift away from that. I know there's a couple people, like I think Biosphere, or sorry, not Biosphere, BioEditor has mentioned that he does like 5. And I really like his style. It's very cartoony. So let's do like... Not many. Let's merge these. Stars. Stars are annoying as hell to do. So I'm just gonna... You know what? No. I'm not gonna duplicate. Just gonna draw them all. I like the song. All right, clean up. Oh my god, I hate drawing this flag so much. It's so annoying. Okay. That's not a bad US. It's actually pretty good. Eyes, I think, need to be a little bit lower. USA... Eyes, pull them down a bit, and then boom, we got the mask. What's my favorite number in the alphabet? Mine's purple. Batman symbol. Sorry for your flag being annoying. Hey, I've drawn this flag more than most people. I've had to learn some shortcuts to make it not a pain in the ass to draw. Okay. I think that's pretty good. You guys think it's obvious that he's wearing a mask? He's wearing the sunglasses and then the mask behind his sunglasses. It's like that's the kind of like tiny little detail that I love in Polandball. You know? It doesn't make any sense. You're sorry for British Columbia having a booty flag? Yeah, it's terrible. Alright, so Japan has to have some kind of nuclear material, right? Let's make it a box. Plutonium. Weapons grade plutonium. No, I can't use line tool. Whoops. And I'll put the radiological symbol on it. Yuku's is goddamn hardcore. Trafficking weapons grade plutonium is insane. What a cool story, though. Alright, radiological symbol. I don't remember how to draw it off the top of my head. So the yellow circle and then the black symbol, whatever it is. Here. We'll do... black outline. Yellow on the inside. And then do the symbol. Do. Left one. There are two comics that I want to remake. Two of my most popular comics. I want to redraw them on stream and repost them. Probably do that soonish. Not tonight, but... Okay. Oh, you know what would be cool? Let's make this transparent, like, blue or something inside. How do I want to do it? Erase this part. Now I'm gonna make it, give it a blue glow. All right, so I'm gonna duplicate this layer. Do 25% opacity, and then let's duplicate it again. Looks like the Tesseract or whatever from Iron Man, kind of. And then one more time. Stuff like this, like layering on Photoshop, I really love doing. Okay. What's the text we're adding here, chat? Have you ever heard of the comic Argentina Round Pants? Round Pants? Yeah, that sounds familiar. I don't remember it off the top of my head. Oh, you have the entirety of NATO in here now. That's like 700 million people or something. Pretty wild. A book you think people here would like is called An Atlas of Extinct Countries by Gideon Defoe. Very funny and silly. I'll have to look it up. I'm reading a Soviet sci-fi novel right now called Roadside Picnic, which, if you guys have played the Stalker games, Stalker 1, Stalker 2, it's based on that book. I'm about halfway through, and honestly, I don't like it. It's considered one of the best science fiction novellas I guess ever written. So I need to finish it, but like the first 50, 60 pages, I just didn't like. I'm on the second part now. I haven't actually like started that part, so I need to do that. Yeah, it's a Soviet era book. It was published in like 1972. It's about aliens. About a roadside picnic. It's only about 150 pages long, so it's a quick read. I just haven't sat down to finish it. I'll probably finish it this weekend. And then I bought another book called, was it Blind Sight? Yeah, Blind Sight by Canadian writer Peter Watts. It was published in 2001, I think. No, 2006. It's a standalone, I think it's like a First Contact alien book. And I really love literary tropes surrounding First Contact. Like, it's one of my favorite things to think about in sci-fi is like, what would First Contact look like between humans and some alien species? All right. So we need a title for this this new story. So again, this is about the U.S. arresting a Yakuza member for trafficking weapons-grade plutonium. Plutonium Patrol. I do like alliteration. So plutonium something like plutonium. Let's see. What's like a synonym for kerfuffle? Plutonium plunder? Not quite. Isaac Cuevas, welcome. Hey Bosch, you've got a title? Hit me. r/Polandball, would you like to join NATO? Sure would. Biodegradable, welcome. It's probably Saturday morning for you, right? Plutonium power, plutonium plunder. I don't know, I mean plundering is not quite... this was a sting operation, you know? Plutonium petrol. Oh man, I don't know. Plutonium something. Or it could be nuclear something. You know, nuclear... Nuclear fallout. That wouldn't be bad. Play on words. Not really play on words. It's a double entendre, I guess. Plutonium plot. I need to go back and read that entire war that lasted like an hour. There's too much lore. Plutonium plans. Welcome to the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Thank you. NATO's got a sweet flag. Very cool. Kind of hard to draw, though. Like, it's simple, but it's kind of hard to draw. Plutonium... you know what? When in doubt, let's ask ChatGPT. Nuclear nefarity. Plutonium peril, Yakuza nuke, lethal lucre, toxic trade, radiation racket, Yakuza's zeal, pernicious plutonium, nuclear nexus, clandestine core, Yakuza's rats, fission felony. Fission felony I like. Hazardous heist, Yakuza's gambit, nuke noir, Pluto ploys. Fission felony is kind of cool. Radiation Racket. I think Radiation Racket is cool too. Yeah, and ChatGPT is good for a lot of things. It's not... People shouldn't use it as like a source of information. It's a tool, you know? It's not an encyclopedia, but ChatGPT is pretty cool. I use it for a lot of things. I don't know. I think Nuclear Fallout is good. Plutonium Plunder. Nuclear something. Plutonium Pandemonium. Undercover something. Undercover... Undercover... There's Undercover Boss, right? Is there something we can do like that? Undercover something? Plutonium Plunder might be good. You guys mentioned. Nuclear Nuisance. That's not bad. Oh, we didn't try uranium. Let's see. Uranium Uproar. Nefarious Network. Atomic Ambush. Yakuza's Yield. Uranium Unleashed. Yellow Cake. Yellow Cake Yakuza. What do you think about Yellow Cake Yakuza? Uranium Fever. Yellow Cake Yakuza. Uranium Usurp. Yellow Cake Yakuza. You guys like that? Name the most random country in Europe. Random? Probably North Macedonia or San Marino. Yellow Cake Yakuza. I like Yellow Cake Yakuza. Does anybody want to veto it? You have the same idea? Oh, San Marino. Okay. Yeah. Who thinks about San Marino, you know? I have an irrational hatred for microstates. I don't like that microstates exist. Monaco, Andorra, San Marino. I mean, I guess the Vatican makes the most sense, but even still. Man, even Luxembourg, I feel like... I don't like the fact that Luxembourg is a sovereign state. We should get rid of it. Just shoot it into space. Liechtenstein, that's another one. Shouldn't exist. And of course Belgium. But, you know, Belgium's not real, so... It's not a microstate, it's a fictional state. So I like Yakuza, or I like Yellow Cake Yakuza. I think that's cool. Alright. I'm gonna save this. Yellow Cake Yakuza. Let me check my folder. Where did I save the Armenia one? Armenia leaves CSTO. 226. Isn't that Benelux? Yeah, I mean, so... One of the good things... Well, not... I'm a huge fan of the European Union, like, as an idea, you know, continental unification. One of the unsung benefits of the European Union is that eventually maps will be a lot easier to draw if it's just the EU, you know? Unify all those countries and you don't have to draw all those stupid borders. Transnistria? Transnistria is not a real state. Hear me out. What if we gave Belgium and Luxembourg to Austria? I don't think Austria should be trusted to have an empire again. You can't trust those Austrians. Yellow Cake Yakuza. Okay, I like it. I think that's it for news. Let's do a couple of, maybe one or two countries to draw. So let's give me some suggestions for what country and flag I should draw from memory. And then I'll probably close out stream shortly, because I've been streaming for about 3 hours, I think. I haven't eaten dinner. Are you telling me that Belgium is just two separate nations? Belgium's not real. There's only the Netherlands and Luxembourg. Belgium was made up by the British to scare the French and Germans. NATO, Brazil, Maldives. Okay, well, Maldives would be easy. I don't remember what the flag looks like at all. So, Maldives are down here somewhere. I have no idea how many islands there are. I know it's just generally like this shape, this location. It looks like shit. Oh, God, what is the flag of the Maldives? I genuinely don't remember. So, this is what it's going to be. I have no idea. I don't know where to start. I want to say it's blue. Maldives. I want to say that there's some red in there somewhere. Whoops. Let's make the text white. And then, I don't know, let's add some red. A red squiggly. This is the flag of the Maldives. Entirely from my memory. Do I want a hint? No, I like this. It looks like a corporate tourist logo. Like, come visit beautiful Maldives. This is it. No. I know you guys can correct me in chat, but I think it's funnier if I don't get corrected too often, if ever. Make this the new flag of the Maldives. I like this. Alright, that's Maldives. I'm gonna... Alright, merge it. Now I'm gonna look it up, see how wrong I was. Maldives. Wow, I was not close. It's got a thick red border, an inset green rectangle, and a green crescent moon. I got none of it right. But honestly, I think mine is an improvement. I think it's better. It looks like a Pop-Tart with Maldives written on it. Not even close. All right, what's next? Next country. Let's look down here somewhere. That new flag needs to be sent to the dungeon? Disagree. I think this is a great flag. Come on. That's a great flag. Draw the Kalayan Empire. Well, I mean, that's the entire map, isn't it? Draw Greece, maybe? Greece. Ooh, Greece is going to be tough because it's got all that jagged coastline. I like it. Let's do Greece. The flag I remember as well. I don't remember how many stripes are on the flag, but I can guess. Greece. So we've got Serbia. Kosovo would be here. You would have North Macedonia here. And then Bulgaria here. And then Greece is kind of shaped like that at the top, right? And then this is where you would have Istanbul, right? So cut the border off there. And then this is sort of where you get like the fingers of Greece, right? And then you've got this one peninsula that comes out like that. And then Crete is like out here. And then you just got a bunch of goddamn islands everywhere that I'm just going to represent as dots in the Aegean. I don't think this is terrible. It looks like a hand. This looks like a foot. Kosovo is Serbian? No. Sorry, Kosovo is an independent state. That's actually really good. I don't know. The general shape is there. Alright. Greece. Let's give the... Let's do the Greek flag over here. I love the Greek flag. Greece is the top of my travel bucket list right now. Oh god, it's a... Here, we'll make the whole thing blue and then do the white. thinner. I'm gonna say it's like kind of like this. Blue, fill this in. Oh God, I can't remember like the position of the stripes, you know, like. It doesn't look right. That looks more right. I think there should be a blue line up here. And a blue one at the bottom. Like black. That looks... I think that looks right. Am I close? There's no white border. Yeah, that's what I fixed. Because it didn't look right. Alright. That's where I'm calling it. Let's see. Greece. Okay, well, I got the position of Crete right. I got the kind of the shape right. Not quite. Kind of. Flag. Where's the flag? Okay, so yeah, it's, I mean, blue and white, everyone knows that. I got the... Oh, I got it, like, perfectly. I got the right number of stripes, too. And in the right order. Yeah, I did it perfectly. Awesome. Can I take a look at the map of the client empire you made on r/country sticks? Yes. Country sticks. Did you make this? Hold on. r/country sticks. Mainland client empire. South places, Congo, Lebanon and Armenia, Europe, Indochina. Oh, wait. You're drawing like the places that I've drawn on the map? Almost. South places. So Antarctica, South Africa, South Madagascar, Argentina and southern Chile, Tasmania. Looks like you have Armenia and Lebanon. Part of Kamchatka, US, Canada, Greenland, and then it looks like you have Prussia. Most of Italy, Serbia. This is interesting. Oh, cool. I like the flag. Emperor, priest, Chileno, Conrad, Holy Cake Baker, Sunnyflower, peasants. This is cool, man. Posted, or I commented in it. Very cool. Do USA? I don't want to do USA yet. I'll do one more. Do Chile? Do I know Drew Durnall? Yeah. I'm not a fan of his videos. He's basically just a React streamer, and he reacts to actual content that people make. You know, React content is low effort content. I mean, we have done some React content too, but we try and do... Whoa, shit! I almost knocked over my microphone. we put more of an emphasis on original content. Bahrain. Bahrain. I don't know what the flag looks like. I want to say it's like maroon. Kind of like Qatar's flag. Brazil. Brazil and US I don't want to do yet because they're big, and if I mess them up, you guys are going to make fun of me. And I'm very sensitive. Let's do Chile. I feel like Chile shouldn't be too hard. So we've got Ecuador. I think Peru is south of Ecuador. And then does Chile border Peru at the north? I think it has to, right? And then Bolivia to the northeast. And then Argentina for like most of the rest of it. Let's see. Chile. So Peru would be here roughly. So Chile, like... It's a long country. So I think Chile is probably the weirdest shaped country on the planet. Do you guys agree? There's no other country that's shaped like Chile. That's my Chile. And let's do the flag. The flag is kind of like the Texas flag, but let's see. It's red, white, and blue. Blue field, I think. I want to say it's red on the bottom entirely. And then a star. I think that's right. That's Chile. It's longer than Europe, which astounds you. Long Chile. Masterpiece. It looks like spaghetti. Chile snake. Yeah, in country balls and Polandball, Chile is often drawn as a snake. But yeah, it's definitely got to be the most unique shape out there, you know? But, alright. I am going to call it there for tonight because this is, I think, the longest stream I've done. It was over 3 hours, and I am absolutely beat. Beautiful star, 1010. Thank you. I will try and do a morning stream tomorrow so that we can get some of the Europeans to watch live instead of just doing a VOD. So let's try maybe 10 a.m. Eastern. I'll try here. I'm going to set my alarm now. Let's see. Tomorrow's Saturday. I have it set for 9:45. All right. Let's try for 10 or 10:30 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. And then we can work on some Polandball News stuff. So, all right, this was super fun. I had a great stream. I hope you guys did too. Don't forget to like the stream, people in chat, so that more people can find our videos, our channel. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Godspeed. Have a great Friday, Saturday, weekend, whatever. See ya.